Greetings everyone, House here. And today, I want to talk about something that's affecting the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Game community, and that is lobby hopping. The lobby hop won't stop no matter what we do, and how this will affect the future of the game remains to be seen. But I have some predictions on why I don't think it's going to stop, and why I think it may actually get worse. But before we get into that, I did want to take some time to thank you so much for the support we've recently seen on the channel. As of recording this, we just passed 200 subscribers. We've got a ton of views, way more than I ever thought we would get on this channel. And I just wanted to take some time right at the top here to thank you all so much for the support. I appreciate all the feedback we've been getting. I enjoy having conversations with you guys in the comments and hearing your opinions on stuff. And I also want to thank you for taking time to suggest different builds for me to try out in other videos. I know we've been splitting time between doing different build videos and spending time in these in-depth conversations. Hopefully you enjoy that format. If you do have any other suggestions for what you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. And once again, thank you so much for the support. It means more than you guys could ever know. But with that out of the way, let's talk about lobby hopping. If you've been playing TCM for any amount of time, you know that people refer to it as a lobby simulator game, and you probably know why. We touched on this a little bit in our Leatherface video, but oftentimes if people can't play the character they want to play, they'll just leave the lobby and try and find another game. I've seen this happen more often than even trying to trade for the character, and if they do try to trade for the character and the request gets declined, oftentimes they'll just leave at that point, so I guess that's kind of a moot point. I've also seen people dodge based on the map that we are getting. A lot of times, Family House is family-sided, so victims will leave, and oftentimes I've seen family members leave when Slaughterhouse comes up. I don't think it's a secret that there's imbalances in the maps that we currently have, all three of them, but you know, I think that that's something that we can kind of work around. There are strategies that you can employ as a family member on Slaughterhouse, for instance, that can increase your chances of succeeding. And I know that I have been caught off guard on Family House multiple times by victims that are well coordinated. Where I have issue is the combination of people leaving and then people not wanting to play Leatherface and then not enough people being in the lobby. At a certain point, it seems like the game just gives up on feeding more people into the lobby, thinking that there must be something wrong with the lobby, and then we go back to the main menu and have to start our search all over again. If this game had a high population, this wouldn't be an issue, and this is something I will touch on in a video in the future, but I think that the population numbers we have are a little skewed. I think it's actually lower than we're currently expecting, even when we factor in those playing on Xbox or PlayStation. But right now you can wait 3 to 5 minutes for the game to put you into a lobby and then wait an additional 5 minutes only to get kicked back to the main menu and have to search again for another 3 to 5 minutes. You can see how this could be a problem. I don't think I'm breaking ground by pointing this out or blowing anyone's mind by bringing this up, but I do think it's a conversation that we need to have, and I want to talk about how we can potentially make the situation better, especially before it gets worse in the near future. Now, I will not be spoiling anything that's coming up in the future. I will not be naming any names or abilities or even locations for future maps, but the information is out there. We know we are getting one new family member, one new victim, and a new map in the near future. At the time of launch, the map seemed almost complete based on the leaks I've seen, and I have seen actual gameplay footage of the family member. Nothing on the victim, but they might be out there as well. I haven't really tried to seek these leaks out. It just kind of shows up on my Twitter feed. Like I said, I'm not going to be going into detail on what these characters are or what the map is, just for the sake of spoilers if you're trying to avoid that. But we know we are getting new characters. House, why are you bringing this up, you may ask? Because it is going to dramatically increase the amount of dodging we see in the future. Imagine a new family member comes out. Everyone's excited to play them. They get into a lobby, somebody's already playing that character. What are they gonna do, realistically? Are they gonna play Leatherface or one of the other characters they've been playing for months on end? Some might, most won't. They're going to quit back to the main menu, search again, and hope that they can play that new character. The same goes for the victim character that's coming out. People are always going to want to dive into the new content, especially with the way that we've been starved for new experiences recently. If these characters were coming out a month after the game launched, maybe it wouldn't be as bad. But the fact that we've been playing the same characters on the same maps for as long as we have is going to dramatically increase the issue. If Gun and Sumo do not have a plan in place, we are going to see dramatically increased queue times, which is going to affect our ability to play the game. This is on top of the fact that we have to pay $10 for the new family member and for the new victim. Imagine you decide to shell out cash for this new family member and you can't even play them. Everyone else gets to the character before you do, and you're stuck playing Johnny again. You're stuck playing Leatherface like you have been for months. Imagine how frustrating it's going to be when you want to play the new victim, and instead of being able to play this new experience with new abilities and level them up, you have to go back to Leland, and you're not gaining experience on the traits that he's using because you've already maxed that. It's going to be frustrating, and I don't necessarily think that's our fault. I want to take the sunny side approach that I took with the Leatherface video of everybody just needs to play what they can and eventually you'll get to play the new characters, but realistically when they have to pay $10 to play that character, that's not going to be a reasonable solution. And the map, oh god, the map. If the map comes out and say it's imbalanced and it's very victim-sided, family members are going to add that to their pool of dodging. Or maybe it's not imbalanced towards one side or the other and people just don't like the map as much as the original 3. Then we're in a situation where now we're dodging this additional map that maybe we don't want to play, on top of not being able to play the character that we want to play. We're just compounding issues, all of which are leading towards the solution being just dodge, queue, and try again. Now, like I said, if Gun and Sumo do not have a plan in place for this, this will be an issue. It will affect the retention in the game and will affect how people see the game going forward. How can we be excited for new content when this is the experience we're going to have? Now, I don't want to sit here and just complain the whole time, so I do want to try and offer up some solutions on what I think could help with this. I think one possible solution would be to have there be some type of penalty for leaving the queue. I know that that's not a perfect solution. I don't like games punishing me for not wanting to play a specific map or character, but at this point, I don't really see any way around it. There needs to be some consequence for leaving the queue if we're going to be able to play the game and these characters at all. That's the realistic approach I see Gun and Sumo taking. It's not ideal, but that's what I would expect them to do. My ideal solution would be to be able to queue up as a specific character. I touched on this in the Leatherface video, but if I could queue specifically as the new family member and saw the extended estimated wait time, it might incentivize me to just queue as general family and be able to fill with whichever character is available. It's not a perfect solution by any means, and I think it still has issues, but it may be something that could help games get off the ground. Ultimately, I don't envy the developer's position on this. It's kind of a lose-lose no matter what. The way that they've positioned this, where you have to pay $10 to play the character, and then you queue into the lobby and somebody's already chosen them, it's just a mess. People want to play the character that they want to play when they pay for a game, but that is just increased when they specifically have to pay an additional price on top for the character. If something isn't changed in the near future, this could just increase issues with the game overall. It's going to be very hard to be excited for new content when you can expect this to be the situation whenever there is a new content drop. People dodging because they don't like the new map. People dodging because they want to play the new map. People dodging because they can't play the specific character they want to play. It's a mess. Personally, like I said, penalties for leavers is where I expect them to take it, but I would love to see a specific character queue. Do you have another idea, though, of how we could fix this? I mean, realistically, is there another approach that we could take to make this a better experience for everyone involved? Please let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas. I would really like to start a discussion on this so we can hopefully get some ideas out there, and who knows, maybe the developers will see it and take some of our feedback to heart. Like I've stated in multiple other videos, I don't want to be doom and gloom all the time. I enjoy this game, I enjoy playing with the community, but it's really hard when I know that this is what's on the future. I know this is what we can expect to see coming with this and every content drop going forward if nothing changes. I just don't want to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre Game trip over itself like this every time they drop content and lose players along the way. To me, that seems like a surefire way to have this game close its developmental doors within a year. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch the video. If you did enjoy, feel free to like and subscribe. I know it's the cheesy YouTube stuff to ask for, but it really helps out, and it just takes a second of your time. But with that said, I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good night, and good luck.